Okay, welcome to the welcome to the first Yep I Can webinar, which is part of the Youth Entrepreneurship Program here at Moose Factory at the John R. Delaney Youth Center. My name is Jay Montour, and I am the Youth Center Manager, and I work along with um, Brian Hendrick, who is the Youth Entrepreneurship Program Trainer Coordinator, and uh, we're glad to have everyone join the webinar. And I'll introduce Mr. Brian Hendrick and get him to say a few words, and he'll introduce our presenter tonight. Brian?
Yes, hello. We are really excited to be starting our first webinar for our YEP program. So far we have 12 participants signed up. We have participants from Moose Factory, Fort Severn, Missinabie, Moosonee, and they say Albany also. And yeah, so we've been working on this for 3 months to get this started, and here we go. And I'm just going to pass you on to Tulshi Sen, who we're very fortunate to have conducting the webinars, the first of 8. We're going to start now.
Okay, handing it over to me. Thank you, Brian. Brian.
Yes. Sorry, there was a gasoline-powered vehicle pulled up to the window a minute ago, so sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Yes.
You can continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say that we're excited to start this after months of 3 months of planning and organizing and advertising, and we have 12 participants right now and growing. And we have from Moose Factory, Fort Severn, Albany, and we're blessed to have Gilles Langlois, a mentor from Moose Cree First Nation employee who's a chartered accountant on with us, and the director of economic development also for Moose Cree First Nation is joining in. And yeah, I guess without further ado, I'll hand it over to you, Tulshi.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tulshi Sen, and I'm being assisted by Neil Thompson, who's been going around the world with me, teaching business and building businesses.
Good evening, everybody.
Neil, hello.
Yes. Hello there, everybody, and this is Neil, and I'm on the west coast. I'm in Vancouver on a beautiful sunny evening here, and joining with you. It's going to be a beautiful night.
If anybody has any doubt that this is not a great business, this very webinar proves the fact that here we are in Vancouver, Moose Factory, Fort Severn, Moosonee, and Toronto. And we are all watching the same screen. And I'll be doing a seminar. You don't have to go into a room. You don't have to fly the plane and miss your flight and check into a hotel room. And then we can have a full-fledged seminar as if you're all in the same place. And later on, as we move on, you'll see the miracle of technology, what is happening today. I'll tell you, this is the greatest opportunity that the youth have today. All the disadvantages of remote places, all the disadvantages of big finances, all the disadvantages of knowledge gap is all of the past, because this technology, this internet has flattened the world the playing fields of this world have been leveled. The advantages the mainstream youth had before is no longer there. The youth of the Aboriginal communities have now got the same ability, same facility, and they can play the game with equal footing with the rest of the world. Not with America only, the rest of the world. So let's go and begin what we are first. Let me explain to you what we are going to do. Build your own remote control business, online suits. This is Building the Future Youth Entrepreneurship Program. What we are looking at here is you start your business online, remote business from your home. I say from your home. If I told you as long as you have internet connection, you can do it from anywhere. I was running a whole seminar from a coffee shop in Chiang Mai, Thailand, called Puppy House. Why? Because the puppy, the owner of that coffee house has a puppy, and he loves his puppy. And the puppy stayed under my feet, under the table next to my feet, while I talked to the whole world, sitting in Chiang Mai, mostly to the Americans and Canadians here. But around the world, just as I speak to you, it makes no difference. So the whole concept of building a business today.
And you were doing it. You were having breakfast, and I was having dinner at the time.
Yes. I was having not breakfast. I was sipping on my Earl Grey tea. It's too early for breakfast. And around the world, and see, first you must believe and know there are 4 elements that will give you the capacity to do the business. The whole idea is you have to believe. And now you don't have to depend on anybody else's opinion. You can see it. You can actually see what is happening. Next, you must believe that you can work it. Third, that this business will give you the financial, emotional freedom that you desire. Fourth, that you'll enjoy doing this business. These are the 4 elements that what we need to have before we can actually start. First, you must believe and know that the business works. Second, you must believe that you can work it. Third, the business will give you the financial and emotional freedom that you desire. Fourth, that you will enjoy doing this business. Many people still think that internet businesses or doing business it's a new idea, a novel idea. It is an option only. I'll tell you, they're mistaken. If the internet shuts down, the banks shuts down. Internet or doing business online is the way business is done today. It's not something new. It is now. So we're not getting into some new business. This is the way business is done today. Even if you have a brick and mortar store or a storefront, you still need the internet to order your supplies, to get the delivery, to do your invoicing, do your banking. So the question is, it is not an optional thing anymore. A physical store, you still need to use internet. It is not a new idea. It is the idea. It is a way that we live. Let us not struggle with the idea whether this business is for you. It is the business. Now, let's go. This business, well, the way we're going to show it to you, there's no previous experience required. We'll hold you by your hand and take you step by step along the way and give you the way the business is done. And you will be able to choose your style of business, what you want to produce, sell, experience, do. Will take you step by step, holding your hand and take you there. You'll work your own hours and make a full-time income. There are millions of youths and people around the world. People ask me sometimes, what do you do? I said, I can't tell you. You know, you roll out of bed at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 10 o'clock, you shut off the alarm. I don't use the alarm anymore. You just get up and do the business. How to make your ideas, hobbies into products. You see, if you spend money, you have to understand this anonymous should be down below here. This is an anonymous quotation I found. If you spend money on it, it's a hobby. If you make money on it, it is a business. The whole idea is, if you're running a business and you spend money on it, it's a hobby. But if you make money on it, it's a business. A lot of people have hobbies. Like if you have a hobby of making woodworking, you like woodwork. You like to make model planes. Today you can create your ideas of model planes. You can actually create a blog telling how you made it, and then all the companies that sell these products will put an ad in your blog, and you can put their ad in the blog, and anybody buys through that blog from your advertisement, you will get a percentage of the sale. We'll show you that. Or you can sell your own information of your hobbies, or your music, or your videography, or your photography. You can take your photographs, put it in sites where you can get royalty for somebody using your photographs. You live in such remote places, and you can take fantastic photographs and put it up in those sites. There are particular sites, their websites, where you can upload it, and they will pay you a royalty if anybody buys that or use it for their own advertising websites, and they'll pay you a royalty. We'll get into all that later, but I'm just giving you an idea of what you are in for. You can start your own music business and label and go global. If you have a song, if you have a music piece, we'll show you how you can, in about 48 hours, in 48 hours, you can create a master with their software. You can create the jewel case with inserts, with UPC barcode, and create at no cost to you, at $1 a piece. No minimums. And you can have it put up in Amazon.com, cdbaby.com, and then you can have your own website promoting it. And when you get the orders, it'll go to those people. They will package it and ship it out anywhere in the world for you. And you can use their payment system. They'll charge you $1 plus, say, $3 to say, depends on where you're shipping it. And if you sell it for $20, the difference they will pay you. Or you can take the payment to yourself by using your payment gateway, which we will show you how to get, like PayPal, like merchant accounts. And then you send them the money. They'll ship it out to your customer, manufacture it and ship it out within 48 hours, and they will be getting it. We'll go to that whole thing, and it's so exciting. Then you'll also get how to start your own publications and magazines. You can create today, any person sitting in a garage can start a magazine and publication. You don't need to go to printers. You can have an e-magazine, and spread your news and your idealism or your feelings or your stories anywhere in the world. This is just because it's available, we don't do it. Anybody today can do that if they know how. You know something, Emerson said something like, a genius is not who knows a lot. A genius is one who doesn't miss the obvious. Then we'll show you how to start your own radio and TV station. I was watching Nightline when Ted Koppel was to do the Nightline, host the Nightline. And he had other network magnates there, the major networks. He said, we're not afraid of other networks. We know what they're doing. But we're afraid of a network, a little kid who can start from his garage and compete with us. He has no overheads. And you can have your reporters reporting to you. You can have the whole thing done in no time. You don't have to spend a year looking for it. Within 48 hours to a week, you can have your whole TV station up there and ready to roll. You can have your radio station ready to roll, and you can have talk shows. You can you can sell advertising there. You can do amazing things. Then, how to start your own cool line of t-shirts and baseball caps. You know, you can get people to design their own t-shirts and send it to you. Give them an award for it. Okay, award for it. And what I'm going to do is, that is the whole idea, that you got a software. And you can see the t-shirt, pick the t-shirts and type in anything, put in any design, use the paint there, use the colors and the baseball caps, and send it out to the manufacturer. The manufacturer can print out 500,000 and then ship it out to your customer. And the t-shirts are one of the biggest sellers of today, and you could sit in Fort Severn, Fort Albany, Moose Factory, Moosonee, and ship it out to Bangkok, Thailand, or to New York, United States. You'll be amazed how easy it is to build a business in today's world. Absolutely amazed. You have to give it a try. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Look at the workplace of the future. This is a quotation I've taken from Warren G. Bennis. And this is not something that is a fantasy. The factory of the future will only have 2 employees. I'm going to show you something that is very important for you to understand. Listen to this. The factory of the future will have 2 employees, a man and a dog. The man will be there to feed the dog. The dog will be there to keep the man from touching the equipment. What do you say, Neil?
Yeah, that's really exciting, isn't it?
Brian?
Yeah, that's technology.
Do you know why he said that? Warren G. Bennis, he's a professor at the University of Southern California. He's an advisor to Ronald Reagan and John F. Kennedy. Because what is this all about? He said that because there will be no jobs. Everybody will be working for themselves. Even let me put it this way. I know, he just retired. I know a man, I met him in Ottawa while I was looking for funding for the Millennium Project for the First Nations Pavilion in Hong Kong. He was working for Heritage Canada at that time. I met him there. We went to get the funding. He ended up in international and foreign affairs. He was transferred. He took a transfer to Vancouver, but he lived in the island in Victoria, and he worked from home and did all the funding papers and everything from home. Once in a while, he used to come to his office in Vancouver, federal government office, to have meetings, even if that was not necessary, because they could do go-to-meeting that we are doing here. You see, this is not something of the future. Jobs have changed the way we work. And our goal, these 8 webinars, our goal is to build a business which will generate income without consuming our time. Today's currency is not money. It is time. Time is the most precious thing. This is not a new way. This is the way. So what you're going to do, and to start your own online business, first I'm giving you a picture of what's going to happen. And then I'll go into today's work, today's building a vision of your business. Today we'll be creating a vision of your business. Then the second webinar will be how to develop an online business from anywhere in the world and do business any place in the world from scratch. Like getting a domain name, choosing a name, getting a account, opening up a website, and we'll show you how you can create a website in a matter of hours. It is not as complicated as you think. If you can type and you can read, you can create a website. And that website can generate money. Then how to create information products from your hobbies and past experience. These are the webinars that is coming in the next few weeks. Information is the biggest seller in the world. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling information. Just to give you an idea, how many pages was the book, Fast Track to Import Export?
It was about 195 pages.
195 page book. I didn't have it printed, and I sold that for $295 worldwide, US. In those days, the dollar was a lot lower than today. It was about 25% more US dollar. We sold over 6,000 copies across the world. At $295, my cost of printing was almost less than $7, including the binder. We put it in a binder. We printed when we got the order, and we put it on an envelope and shipped it out. This is information. Then I got a book called Seed for the Money Tree to show how you can sell information, which I did. And I didn't print the book. I didn't want an inventory of books. I didn't want an inventory and a garage full of books. I put an ad in the Toronto Sun. I got the orders. I went to Eaton Center. There used to be a instant printer. He printed it and Xerox mounted. I put it in the end of the day, put it in an envelope, took it to the mail post office and mailed it for $20. It cost me about $2 to print it and 50 cents for Xerox mounting, binding. And of course, the customer paid. And I told them they can have a full money back guarantee. And when they got my book, I sent them a cover letter. I said, you're not buying ink and paper. If you're buying ink and paper, you've overpaid by a lot. But you're buying information which is of more value to you than $20. Same with this fast track to import, export, and direct market. You know, it didn't get one back. Only one was sent back in all 6,000 copies. I met the guy later. He said, I was broke at that time. It was Christmas. And of course, he wanted to write me a check. And I said, no, I need cash. He brought me the cash. It was in Long Beach Convention Center. I was there and I was giving a talk. And he came. He saw me. He says, Tochi, I have to really apologize. I photocopied the book. I told him, you can photocopy the book and send it back. I photocopied it, and he says, I was broke and I didn't have the money. So I sent it back. I sent his check immediately. I sent it $295 back. And he was like, can I write you a check? I said, no, you bring me cash. And then, of course, when he brought the cash, we had lunch together. Of course, he paid for the lunch. That was his interest. How to create
and by the way, that fast track manual is in the resource center.
Yes.
Of the F11 we'll be talking about.
Yeah. There are many people who they're right across from Japan to Thailand to China to Hong Kong. This is right across USA. People use as a reference material. If anything, the product selection, market penetration is all there. Is in the resource center. You have it. Is a part of a privilege of yours to use that. Next we'll go to how to create your own products and resell other people's products. We'll show you if you have a design, if you have an idea, we'll show you how you can send it out, outsource it, or you can do it, how you can send it out to other people who do it, who will stock it, carry the inventory, and then you will, when you get the orders, they'll ship it out for you. Then we'll go in the next one of the webinars of marketing and advertising skills. That is the heartbeat of any business. That's like the heart. The heart circulates blood. Marketing and advertising circulates money and products through your business. Then we'll go into how to make your business run on autopilot with autoresponders and payment gateways. This is the most marvelous part I love. You know, sometimes you write me letters, I will not even see it. I'll say, please, when you sign up, for example, when you signed up, you put your name in there. You know who replied to that? Then my remote secretary or your secretary. That's called autoresponder. Boom, and using your personal name. Dear Brian, thank you for signing up. Boom, 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 and they fill it up. There's already the letter written, and as soon as you sign up, the autoresponder comes. Somebody places an order and pays for the order through the PayPal or through your merchant account, which we'll show you how you can get it. Don't worry about anything. There are ways and means to get it. Don't let you be nervous that I won't get it, my credit has a problem. There are other methods to get it. We'll try every avenue. How to make your business run on autopilot. That means you could be traveling around the world. You could be in Toronto or watching a baseball game, and people and your autoresponders or your remote secretary will be responding to your letters, saying, giving thank you notes, sending you receipts, and even posting it into your accounts. And the payment gateways, money will come, and in your account, it will be deposited in your bank account, and you'll be notified later. And end of the day or end of the week, you look it up and say how much money you made. Then the webinar will show you how to find your niche market. We live in the world of niche because, you see, it's like an ocean. This internet market, today's market is like an absolute ocean. You just can't go fishing with, you say, I'm going to fish for bass, or I'm going to fish for perch, I'm going to fish for tuna. You just don't catch every fish that's there. When everybody's your customer, you don't have customer nowadays. You create your own niche market. Today you find out what your customer wants and you provide it. Yesterday's way of marketing, The customer bought what you had. Today, you offer your customer a buffet. They can pick this, and pick that, and put it together. You do it all the time. You buy, you use internet. In the previous, this is what you got. What you see is what you get. Your customer designs the product. Like Starbucks. They don't make the coffee. You tell them what coffee you want. And you make your own coffee. Then we'll give you another webinar, market penetration across the street or across the world. How to sell other people's product and make money without having to buy any inventory. You know, this very webinar you're seeing right now, this very webinar, if you have a blog, how to set up meetings among, say, your niche market, and you put up a banner on your blog about how to use GoToMeeting, and anybody comes to your banner, blog, and on your website and clicks on it and fills in the free trial, 30-day free trial, that company will pay you somewhere between how much, Neil?
Anywhere between $30 and about $120.
Yes, I don't remember exactly. Just because they signed up from your website. You will see in our website, in Crucius and Consulting, there is a banner. I do what I teach. And there are hundreds and thousands of people out there and businesses out there who are aching for you to do their service. This is how it's sold in the internet. So what are you doing? You're writing articles, or you're writing information, or you're putting up videos, and beside it there's a little ad. And when somebody clicks, they'll leave a cookie behind. And that company knows exactly where that reference came from. And then you get paid for it. And they send you a check, or they are deposited in your account, whatever the arrangements you made. We'll show you how the affiliate program works.
Yeah, and you're helping others as well because you believe in the product.
Yes, if you don't believe in it, don't do it. How to run a remote control business? By putting your business on autopilot. That's the best. You know, I could run my business on autopilot. I'll show you how. Like today, when you fly a plane, a big plane, the pilots are there just to see that the engines are going on right and everything else. The plane can take off without the pilot, and the plane can land without the pilot. The plane can fly without the pilot. When the first time, way back in 1988, I was flying from Hong Kong, from Tokyo to Hong Kong to New Delhi, and on British Airways, I remember. And the plane landed. After the plane landed, the captain, there's a Boeing 747, a jumbo jet. The captain said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this was the first autopilot landing. The plane landed by itself. I just watched it land." I was absolutely appalled. If I knew, I'd have panicked.
I was going to say, it's good he told you after you landed.
Then one day, long before 9/11, I was sitting between the co-pilot and the pilot in a co-pilot and the pilot. I was we were going from Toronto to Denver, Colorado. And Neil was waiting for me because he came in from Vancouver because I was going to do a seminar there. And but the pilots, the captain, because I used to travel to that route quite a lot, and most of the flight attendants knew me, and my hobby is reading palms. So the captain wants to read it, wants you to read your palm. So they always, I fly economy class usually, but when there's a seat, they always put me up there, and They gave me this to give me Air Canada, this to give me a good treat. Anyway, so I was sitting between them, reading his palm while the plane was landing, and I said, what happened? I saw, nowadays after 9/11, you can't do that, but I was actually sitting between them. And the plane landed, and the pilot didn't get off. He said, no, finish reading my palm, finish reading my palm. And he was
I was waiting for you at the baggage claim. I thought maybe you missed the flight. You took so long. And then I found out.
That's an autopilot.
Yeah.
This is, your business can run the same way today. You can have people taking your calls, you can have remote assistants, and you can have autoresponders. We'll show you all that. Then how to find out everything and anything you want to know about business for free. The biggest problem is not finding out the information. How to find out through Google, MSN. See, whatever information you need, you don't need to be a Harvard graduate today. You can go and find every single lectures of Harvard published in Google. But how you sort out, how to think and not get drowned in info swamp, how not to get drowned in it. We'll show you that. That's one of the webinars. And finally, you have to raise your belief level in building your own business and your own life. We have too long lived on crumbs. Now when you say raising your belief level and building your own business, like I said, 4 things in the beginning. First, you must believe and know that the business works. Second, you must believe that you can work it. Third, this business will give you the financial, emotional freedom that you desire. Fourth, that you will enjoy doing the business. What happens during the 8 webinars? You sign up as a member of Neil, do you have any input from there before we get into the next segment?
Let me have a look, see if there's anything else in the chat. No, I haven't. There's been no questions yet.
Okay. You sign up as a member of yep11.com. So you go to the www.yep11.com. All these webinars will be recorded and put up for replay. So you can, whatever is happening now, will be put up and recorded in your yep11.com, and you can replay it as many times as you like. And then you'll have a discussion forums too. You'll be given more information and action plan for the current webinar if required. Like, you probably get a letter within the next few days. What actions you have to take now before you go to the next webinar, if required. Because we'll be giving you information, we'll update it, and it's updated if you've signed up. Again, an autoresponder will immediately inform you there's a new posting in yep11.com. 3, you'll have access to fast-track yourself into Global Business Manual to guide you through in building your business. Remember, this manual was sold right across the world. And I've seen bankers, I've seen Harvard MBAs from Harvard who came up and bought it. And what did he tell you, Neil? That their 3-hour seminar I gave.
You know, I learned more in this 3-hour seminar that I did in a couple of years at Harvard, one guy told me, in the MBA program. So this is practical, you know, not just theory. I think it's useful information I can use and for building a business.
Don't forget, Neil is a chartered accountant himself. He was a young man. And he bought that manual first time he met me in 1988. In Vancouver. He was my student.
Yes. And you couldn't get rid of me after that.
And he paid $4.95. That's Canadian price was $4.95.
Yeah, it was $4.95.
Yeah. And
excuse me, Tulsi.
yes.
Is that $495 or is
Yes.
that $4.95?
$495.
$4.95.
$495.
My God.
495, yes.
Wow.
400 in 1988.
Yes.
And the over 100 people bought that day.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, no, I would say that, how many people were in the room? Neil, you were there.
Well, about 130 were in the room that
Yeah.
day.
And they got it.
Yeah.
And remember, they had the option of returning it. It's a value in it. So I'm telling you this manual is now offered to you as a participant of yep11.com. You have access to the whole manual and you don't have to pay a penny. You will have audio and video, both for business and empowerment, to keep you empowered in body, mind, and spirit. You need somebody to give you, there'll be downers. It's not roses, roses all the way. People will, you are excited. You go home and people say, it doesn't work. So you have to have somewhere to go and hang your hat and say, okay. You will have your own exclusive discussion forums for YEP11 members, where you can post your ideas and discuss with other participants. Like you'll have your own community of entrepreneurs. So anytime, 24/7, you can go there, no restrictions. Only thing, we don't serve coffee there. Then what?
We're working on it. That's another thing.
And what happens after the 8 webinars? We'll have advanced programs available to you. We'll have a business plan development services available to you. So the moment you get the idea, the moment you say, yes, Tulsi, yes, Brian, Jay, and Juliet, we want to get into this business, can I get help? So yes, but you need funding. So you need a business plan. So they ask you what kind of a business you're looking at. So I went to this and that, and so they will approach us or whoever you feel like it. But we are available to you, Tulsi Sen Consulting, to do the business plan. It's not that you have to do it through us, but any business, we'll have a business plan development services available to you. And don't forget, Neil is a chartered accountant and he's an entrepreneur, and he does all the work. I take the money. I cancel that. I do a lot of work. I just have fun. I am behind the scenes doing all the work. Everything that's happening out there. There's nothing that passes Tulsi Sen Consulting that I don't know of, or I haven't played a hand in there. We have been working together since 1988, and we've gone to all across the world, and we've done seminars in every major city in United States and Canada, including Hong Kong, Tokyo, Taipei. The whole idea is we know everything. So whatever Neil knows, I know. Whatever I know, Neil knows. And there are other people like we work with, like Andy in Hong Kong. We'll have seminars in Hong Kong. Why Hong Kong? Because that's the hub of Asia, or rather the trading hub of the world. People say, why Hong Kong? So going to Hong Kong saves you about 20 seminars and 20 trips. You may think that the expense is high, but if you go on all the 20, 30 seminars you go to and end up with nothing, going to Hong Kong, you end up with one seminar. You don't have to go to, and it saves you time, gives you the contact, it builds you the reputation, it gives you everything that you ever needed. It's like getting an inheritance, I say to you.
Oh, well, they're getting your 30-plus years of experience
Yes.
Building business in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Yeah.
3, we'll have a day-to-day online consulting service available after you develop your business plan and launch your business. That, of course, will be included in your business plan as the cost of it. And what happens after the 8 webinars? Again, during the webinars, you'll know how a basic website is built and get started. However, We'll also have available to you our web building facilities to build your websites if required. We have web builders in Neil directs it. We have web builders in India, in Nepal. We outsource it in Philippines, and then we actually give you the best that there is that we know to put you into a right web situation. Then e-commerce consultation service will be available. All the e-commerce means payment gateways, autoresponders, shopping carts, all the things that you need to run an autopilot business, all the technical things, we will consult with you and lead you, we'll hold your hand step by step all the way till you become proficient, and then you say, okay, I can do it now. Now this is how this is going to look like. This is the flow chart. You know, see, TSC webinars and youth coordinator, which is Brian today. Brian will always be there. And this is how it's worked. The youth conceives an idea after the seminar, presents to the youth coordinator. Here, look at this. I'm going to highlight this. Let's look at this here. Here is us, Neil and me and others that work with us. And youth, the partners, you conceive an idea. And you say, hey, I got an idea. I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a video series for empowering the youth in grade 2. Just for example, grade 2 across Canada among the Aboriginal youth. I know I've been there. I was a grade 2 kid, and I'm going to have a video. I'll have a cartoon, and I'll do it this way. So I need animation, and I need that. So I will have a website specially where the kids can come in, and I'll create instead of Sesame Street, I will have Musani Street, for example, or Bannock Street. And then he presents this to the youth coordinator, Brian. Brian then looks at it, evaluates it, and discuss it with you, the business plan discussion. He discusses with the necessary authorities, goes to the funders, goes to Juliet, goes to Jay, goes to Stan, or goes to Jill's, and then they say, okay, go ahead. Then he comes back and he might give us to build the website along with the business plan, or they build it on their own, and then you come and then you launch the business. You launch the business here. This is the step-by-step it happens. So what will happen? The services that will go towards you will be building a business. The services will be building a website, consulting, advertising, and marketing skills, the aftercare, conferences and awards you'll get, internship and mentorship program you'll have, continuous service, business familiarization missions, business social network, that's the forum, business forums, unique discussion forums we'll have, and we'll have import-export program, and we'll have blogs. So, you see, what we're looking at is all this. Then the future plans, we go into import, export, training to promote, renewable resources of your community. The future plans, this whole plan. So you don't stop there. Once you understand the business, you say, okay, in my community, you have to give back to the community something. My community has renewable resources. It could be anything. And how can I translate them into economic strength for my community? That we'll have seminars, we'll have classes and webinars. We'll have train the trainer program for successful entrepreneurs to train other youths within the community and across the country. This is of absolute importance. This is so important This is, once you become successful, first 6, 7, 10 guys be successful. We then train you to do exactly what we are doing. As long as we are needed, it's not good for you. You have to become absolutely independent. But don't try to make it too hurry. People are too hurried to do that. They end up not knowing, and they become half. It doesn't work. Okay, but you have to become good and wait and be patient and see successes. I've seen people say, "Oh, no, now we know we can do it." But no, it takes years. It takes patience. It takes a while, and you still will need us for a while. But we'll train you for the future generations, that you will have your own trainers. What we are doing right now, you will be doing it with authority. Like took years. Neil took years to do it. Now we are training people. We did all this business before we started teaching it. We just don't teach it. We did it. We still do it. Like I told you, I got an order from Musani the other day for my book, for my CDs, the whole works. So the question is, I still am in the internet business and I still make money. I get up in the morning and I see, hey, how many orders came in? How much money? I don't have to send a receipt. I don't have to make a deposit in the bank. It's already done. So that is one thing that we will do. Okay,
Yeah,
and
so they're learning the most, the up-to-date information in the marketplace.
yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
then we will organize maybe sometimes in spring next year or even this year in the fall, a business familiarization mission to Asia. I've been looking forward to that, where these group of people can go. See, today we live in a global village. When I say global village, right now you are in Moose Factory, I am in Toronto, Neil is in Vancouver, and we are in the same place. That's called the global village. We have to know each other's culture. We have to know how business is done. See, people say, I don't want to buy Chinese goods. Every car you buy has Chinese parts at least, or Indian parts, or Indian software. We'll have business familiarization. That's why do you think big companies send their executives and trainees out there to familiarize themselves? And with my 30 years of experience in this, all this, how nooks and crannies, you can learn what I had to learn with sweat and tears in a matter of a week to 10 days. And you will get the feel of it, and you will never be the same again. Then creating a vision. Now you have to think of choosing the type of business you want to be in. And that is what the hardest thing you'll find. That will be, you'll say, I want to do this. No, I want to do the other thing. I want to sell information. I want to sell products. I want to have an affiliate program. I want to start a blog, and I want to advertise. We'll give you a buffet of businesses to start with. And we'll show you how to start from scratch. The next seminar, next webinar, will be choosing the type of business you want to be in and starting from scratch. Don't wait around. What are you waiting for? There's nothing to wait for. Today, if you decide to go into business, you go into it. Just do it now. The world has changed. It has changed dramatically within the last 10 years. The way we do business, the way we get educated, the way people date, romance, buy and sell, communicate, do their banking, invest, has all changed. For example, a student in Oklahoma City is being tutored live on a one-to-one basis in math and science by a tutor in India every week. You know that? I know that. A man in Los Angeles runs his business in Manila, Philippines, talking to and seeing his employees every day. I could have been on the video for you. I could have shown you my face. I need a haircut. That's why I didn't show my face today.
Maybe next week.
Okay.
I grow back.
I was on a beach, literally, in the Caribbean, in the Dominican Republic. And I saw a guy with a handheld BlackBerry phone, his office in the palm of his hand, connected to the world. A man was lying on the beach in the Caribbean running his consulting business in Stockholm, Sweden. I said, what do you do? I said, I spend most of my time here now. Give you an example here. In The World is Flat, you should read that book, and I'll soon send you a link through our website to buy the book. You should get the audiobook. It's called Meg Whitman, CEO of eBay. In that book she writes, so after the keynote speech, she recalled, they come back to my green room. And I took excerpts of the book. And in comes mom and dad and a 17-year-old boy. This is an eBay live event. I'm going to read that again. They come back to my green room. They come back to my green room. And in comes mom and dad and a 17-year-old boy in a wheelchair, very disabled with cerebral palsy. You understand? And they tell me, Whitman is saying, of eBay, Kyle is very disabled and can't go to school. But he built an eBay business, and last year my husband and I quit our jobs, and now we help him. We have made more money on eBay than we have ever made on our jobs. And then they added the most incredible thing. They said, on eBay, Kyle is not disabled. That was most touching. Cerebral palsy. On eBay, Kyle is not disabled. The World is Flat by Thomas Friedman, page 557. Netpreneur Revolution, writing in the New York Times, founder and chief executive of the Alibaba Group, Jack Ma, predicted that e-tailing, not retailing, e-tailing was the future. This is what he writes. We get a note from Hong Kong Trade Development Council, and that's what it came. He said, I'm going to highlight this for you, by 2019, a mere 10 years from now, I believe that more than 1 billion people around the world will turn to these small online businesses for their everyday goods and services. Netpreneurs will be the major engine of global job creation. The livelihoods of literally hundreds of millions of people around the world will depend almost exclusively on being a part of these virtual business organizations. When I started off in my business way back in 1975, this is 1975, I read a magazine called Entrepreneur, and they had mail order mania. And there is room to boom in this $266 billion industry. I was so fascinated. I started marketing. I'm going to cut the whole story short. There was one product that was not selling with the manufacturer. He came to me and I put up an ad, a classified ad in Toronto Sun. And the ad wrote, it's a cat can. It's a cat toilet seat for a cat, where the cat can be trained to use the toilet. Now, who would believe that? So what did I do?
Can you highlight that?
I'll expand that, and in a moment, I'll expand that in a moment. And you know something?
Okay.
This cat, I put a classified ad because I didn't want to take big risk in putting big ads. The ad read, "Can your cat use the can? Ours can. For free information, write to Sen and Associates." That was my company's name then. Guess what? We didn't have websites those days. So we had brochures to send out. Now if you had website, it would be like a riot. And very soon, all the newspapers picked it up. I started getting information. The mailman brought in bags of mail with letters of, "Please send me more information. My cat passes gas," and this. They gave me all their bowel habits of their cat. We sent them the information, and we sold it for $9.95. A friend of mine phoned me and says, "You've been written up in Susan Ford's column in Toronto Sun." And here, along with Mayor Koch and that film actor, what's his name?
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Says, "Cats in the John." I'm going to highlight this for you. Okay. Cats in the John. He says, "Stuck for Christmas gift ideas? Sen and Associates in TO have a gift suggestion that's a real cat's meow. It's called Cat Can and is designed to train averagely agile pet cats to use the John." It's an awful print because that's the only piece I had, so this is what I did. Then she writes, "For $9.95 plus tax and a little bit of patience, you too can toilet train your favorite feline. You too can say goodbye to dirty, smelly kidder later. You too can tell Gary Dunford he underestimates cats. How does it work? There's this plastic tray that fits beneath the toilet seat. See? You put the mixture of herbs and kitty litter on it, and then the kitty has to got to go. You put the cute little darling on the toilet. Unless you have the dumbest cat this side of the Rockies, it'll learn to hop onto the toilet on its own within a week or two. Remove the toilet trainer tray, and presto, kitty has become civilized. Cat Can doesn't guarantee kitty will do the flushing. But what do you want for $9.95? I did not know that she bought it, she used it. This is like writing an ad for me.
Right.
And promptly, she actually got it, obviously, and used it. She's a reporter. She wouldn't say anything. This is not an advertising thing. Okay, here I'm.
So you kind of got some free advertising for free. Like you didn't have to pay for that one.
Yeah, no. That not only that, if I can get to that, if I can get to my Neil, well, how do I get back?
You can press your arrow button if you want. Just press the arrow button on your.
Where is the arrow button?
On your keyboard. Next button.
Arrow button?
Yeah, the arrow button or even the
okay.
Other way.
Okay.
There you go. Press it. There you go.
So, Toronto Star. Toronto Star comes up next day. Toilet training your cat is one thing, but can it flush? It went on, and then Gary Dunford, who's a columnist, he wrote a book called Cat Haters Book. He writes an article. I can't enlarge this yet. He says, "Freddy the cat, hey kids, Christmas is coming and school will be out for 2 weeks. Let's have some fun this year. Let's teach Pussycat to use the potty." And here is my brochure that I send out here. You see? $9.95. And they show the picture of a cat getting up there. So, see, Then I got a cockroach catcher. Nobody could sell. I put up the cockroach catcher, then I ad in the Toronto Sun. Do you have cockroaches? Many people do, but nobody wants to admit it. This ad, a friend of mine got a shipment of cockroach catchers, and he went to every single store in Canada for them to carry. 75%. I read an article in Toronto Sun that 75% of households in Toronto have cockroaches. But nobody would carry it. And why? Because people didn't want that embarrassing factor. That if you went and brought cockroach catcher, it's a little gizmo, and it's a trap. Now it's so public and everybody can buy it easily. But when I went back in 78, 77, 78, it was an embarrassing thing to admit that you have cockroaches. So if you bought to the cashier and the cashier says, "Oh, you've got cockroaches, I see." So we put this ad up and we said, "We'll send it to you in a plain, cheap, efficient mail in a plain brown envelope." You won't believe this. I sold the whole shipment, and then we had different ones from Korea. This is from Japan. And then we ended up having about close to 122 retail accounts. Then it became very popular. Then Black Flag came out with this Roach Motel, and we backed off so fast because we didn't want to compete with the big guys. There's other products to sell. We got written up in the Canadian Business. How two Toronto entrepreneurs are wringing riches from roaches. Yeah. Showing our cockroach catcher. That was the whole article in Canadian Business. Toronto Sun wrote the roaches bug them all. This is the reporter looking at it. And he says a list of metros who has it. We got orders from the richest houses of Canada. And they wrote that we don't have cockroaches. We're going to buy this in case we get one, we'll know we have it. The biggest hotels, the biggest fast food chains, the army, the military, they ordered for their canteen, they ordered it. The biggest pizza chain. Now, I told them that's private, so I didn't tell you which pizza chain is this. Yeah. Okay. So,
Hey, Neil, is that your picture of you, Neil, there? That's not Neil with the glasses.
I don't wear glasses.
see, Google. So this is for the youth to listen. Google was started by two kids, Bryn and Paige. I got an article here. Sergey Brin and Larry Page are the latest billionaires to get their start in a garage. Understand? Look at Craigslist. Good old Craig. He actually, Craigslist, first address, 1010 Cold Street, San Francisco, California. Newmark's classified ad site grew from a humble origin, a list of notable upcoming events that he emailed. Today is a multi-billion-dollar business. Mozilla Foundation, Facebook, they were all started by kids with just an idea. They didn't have wealth. They didn't inherit money. You have to have an idea. And that's it. Before I end today, I must tell you that building a business is an emotional affair. It's like falling in love. It's a thrill. It's going where we have never gone before. You will have a touch of fear in you, a touch of doubt about your own ability, whether you can do it or not. You'll be surrounded with questions of what ifs. It's like courtship before marriage. Then you get married, build your business, and have children. That's your websites and products and services, and build a family. Still, you have to work at your marriage to make the marriage work. But it will be careful, routine. Building a career or a business is not going to be roses, roses all the way. There are going to be ups and downs. But the thrill and the romance of this new venture will carry us through the rough times and keep us grounded in the great times. But through it all, fear will be the guiding post, not the destroying post. It's how we handle fear that builds our character. I'd like to give you my favorite poem to know how I feel when I do my business. It's a feeling of high flight. Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. John Gillespie McGee. That's the only poem we know that he wrote. He was a pilot. He was from Nova Scotia. I read this every time. This is my best gift I can give you. Oh, I have split the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Life is feeling. It's thinking. Life is feeling and thinking. Business or enterprise is feeling and thinking. It's a feeling of freedom and purpose, of giving your family and your people the joy of success, and then a security. Then you'll gain the security without trading our dignity. On this note, let me tell you, the next webinar will show you how, step by step, you build a business from scratch online. In the meantime, the action plan is go and just browse websites. Go and Google everything you want to know. The information is in your fingertips. How you process the information is everything. And you go through the yep11.com. Listen to the 4 steps on visioning. They're long ones, which I gave live, is recorded. And it's all for you for free. People paid money to listen to that. And thank you very much. It was longer than expected. It was supposed to be 1 hour, but we did it. And we'll put this up for your re-listening and watching. Thank you. Any questions, Jay?
Thank you, Tulshi. No questions at this point. I just wanted to thank you very much for this first webinar. As always, your teachings are always very inspiring and makes me feel like I want to start a business right now too. But I think I'll stick to my job here at the Youth Center for a little while. And yeah, great. I had a good time.
Great.
I don't know if Brian would like to add anything.
I'll just say, as they say in Moose Factory, me too.
Okay.
I think next week people are going to come earlier,
Yes.
and we will be looking forward to it for sure. It's very inspiring, and I too want to start an online business right away, but I'm going to wait. I'll be learning as I go along too, as much as I can.
Yes. Well,
So I appreciate it.
Thank you. And Neil, anything to say?
Yeah, we will be putting up the webinar recording in the next day. And everybody who's on the call, and you can get together with Brian on that, I'd like you to go to the yep11.com and register yourself and start the online program there. And there's the resources, the fast track manuals there, and as Toshi was saying, the 4 steps to visioning. And there's also an audio that Toshi recorded. It's also on Yep I Can, all about that mindset for developing business. So I encourage everybody to get in there tomorrow and sign up. And really enjoy tonight.
Okay.
I just want to add that if any of the YEP participants need any computer access or any access to any business machines, if you're in Moose Factory, you're more than welcome to come to the youth center here and come see Brian or myself, and we'll get you going on a computer. If you need to listen to the webinar again, definitely come by. You know, come by here if you want to study full time. If your home is too busy, this place will be this might be the better place to be, and we're here to support all of the YEP participants. Thank you.
That's a very good point. That I'm glad you mentioned that, Jay.
Yes, and on the last note, can I tell you, if you see the YEP I Can website and J.R. Delaney Youth Center website.com, you'll see Toronto and the Moose River merging together, and there's bridging the gap. That's what we're doing. That's a big significance there. This is a leap that all the youth will take. Okay.
Might I add putting the Hong Kong skyline way in the back, just over there, just so we can see it on the Moose River.
Okay,
that would be pretty cool too.
Neil, go to Nepal and have it done. Okay. Okay, Jay. So now we'll talk to you later this week. And
yes.
Anything you need? Well, yes. Okay. Shall we call it?
Neil,
thank you.
Do you
Yes.
do you need a web? Do they need to log on to YEP 11? Do they need ID?
They will create their own username and their own password right from there, right from the homepage there. There's a link that says sign up now, and then click on that. They create their own username and their own password. And they'll have access right away. And they'll have instant access. Yeah.
And
excellent. Thank you.
They'll do it. And what the most important thing that I like you to do, if they have any questions, they can post the questions there, and we'll all know. And before the next webinar, we can handle that. How about that? Oh, don't be shy. I'm telling all the participants, don't be shy. There's no stupid questions. Only stupid questions we have is one not asked. Okay.
And let your other friends, the other youth friend, know all about the program and get them involved as well. It's always great to have more people involved.
This is an opportunity. Yeah, this is an opportunity that the Youth Center, Jay and Brian and all of them put together. And they got us, but they put it together. It's a heck of a lot of work and everything else. Brian had to start from scratch. Jay had to start from scratch. We spent 3 days in Toronto. 2 days, 3 days. And going through everything. And today we got it all ready. I don't think any other group has this kind of thing going anyway. Okay? The first ones. Okay. Shall we call it?
Okay. I guess we're tout fini.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
For webinar 1.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. And I still don't get this. How do you?
Go to the top on your file, and you can end the webinar.
I can't see that.
On the very top bar, where it says bottom.
That thing is gone. The thing is closed. And the Audio Acrobat, it has to stop too.
Good evening.
Huh?
Oh, you're replaying it?
Sorry? That I couldn't get the panel of the go to webinar.
Oh, where it's gone?
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to go to meeting again. Let's see.
You can't close it off because you've got the recording there.
Huh? I don't know if it's recording. Please end your meeting. The meeting is not ended.
No, you have to go to the top. Do you have anything minimized or something?
Sorry?
Click on that. Click on that.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I see your screen. You haven't ended the webinar yet.
Tulsi, I have a young participant here still being entertained by you guys. Still learning behind the scenes.
Oh, there, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'll end it right now. End webinar. Yes.